نفسي بنور من فؤادي حينما رددت يا رب العباد.
Yeah, anyways, so so ask a mufti, and this is just the general front page, right? And this is the bottom half of the page. That we have the Q&A session, the recent question and answers, and we have the advertisement, important announcements. So if you want to know any of our latest updates, just go onto the website, and they tell you the upcoming courses. And if you want to receive any notification, then just simply click onto this red bell here. So if you just click to it, you subscribe to the website. It's absolutely free. There's no charges, and you will receive regular updates about the course. So if there's any new course that's been uploaded, that's been announced, you'll receive a notification. If there's a new fatwa that's been posted, you'll receive a notification of all of that. Now, just before we begin, I just wanted to remind everybody to please make sure that your cameras are switched off, your mics are switched off. Note that throughout the session, there will be throughout the session that if you have any questions, then those will be answered at the end. So please, so no questions will be answered during the webinar. During the Q&A session, I will kindly request the sisters to type in your questions in the chat box. Okay, so nobody will be allowed to ask any questions, consider that the whole call, because it is being recorded. So, and plus it's going to be available onto the website. So please make sure that please ensure that your mic remains switched off throughout. If you have any questions, please type it into the chat box, inshallah. So now I will hand it over to Apa Maryam. So Apa Maryam, if you can kindly unmute yourself, and you can begin with the session, inshallah. Okay.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Jazakallah to all the sisters for joining this webinar, and inshallah we all take something from it beneficial. So the first slide moves on to the introduction of the webinar. So I'll be going through why we need to study the fiqh of beauty, its importance, what is beauty in Islam, what does Islam define as beauty for both men and women, temporary and permanent changes that an individual can make to their body and face. Now moving on to the next section, which covers main areas of beauty relating to women and men, more specifically women. So rulings relating to hair, makeup and skincare, some rulings related to the eyebrows and cosmetic procedures. I did put eyebrows in a separate slide here because eyebrows itself does have a lot of masail around it. Moving on to rulings relating to jewelry and tattoos, moving on to the common questions, and finally ending with a Q&A at the end, inshallah. So why study the fiqh of beauty? So studying the fiqh of beauty is important in Islam because women need to ensure that adornment that they carry out on their bodies is within Sharia guidelines. Islam is a complete way of life, and that includes the way women compose themselves, the way women dress, and what women do to themselves as well, and making sure that is within Sharia guidelines and that is abiding by the laws and rules of Islam as well. It helps us to understand the permissible and impermissible acts of beauty, as the fiqh of beauty covers many different areas. Masalas relating to the fiqh of beauty are constantly evolving due to the emergence of new types of adornment. Therefore, it is important to keep up to date and informed. Now, alongside the fiqh of beauty, there's a lot of new procedures that are coming out. There's a lot of new cosmetic products that are coming out, and it's very important that as women, we keep up to date with what is permissible, what is not permissible, what am I allowed to apply, what am I not allowed to apply. So this is why the fiqh of beauty is very important, that women are aware of these evolving masail and aware of these evolving type of changes that are going on around us within the cosmetic world. Moving on. So what is beauty in Islam? What does Islam define as beauty? So beauty refers to the adornment of both men and women, although specifically the latter. So beauty is related to both men and women. Men related not so much as, you know, make changes to makeup or other cosmetic procedures, but men as in other types of procedures that they might take, such as rulings related to cutting their hair, or rulings related to cosmetic procedures with regard to their teeth, or some other procedures like that. But for women, beauty relates more to them. What are they allowed to do with their hair, with cosmetic procedures, applying makeup. Therefore, beauty in Islam mostly refers to women's. Although Islam does allow certain forms of beauty, it is vital that women do not exploit its use to draw attention to themselves. Rather, it should be practiced in moderation, only for gaining the pleasure of the husband. So although Islam does allow beauty for women, it's vital that women don't excessively use beauty to draw unwanted attention to themselves. And that is from ghair mahrams, individuals that it's not permissible for them to look at a woman in a wrong way. So therefore, women should use beauty in order to practice it only for themselves and for their husbands, those people that is permissible for them to look at their wives. So beauty should not be used excessively to draw unwanted attention for themselves to a woman. So the main principle of beauty is al-mughayyirat khalqillah. So those women who change the features created by Allah. So under this section, we have, it comes under the features that a woman changes. So whether this is features that are permissible to be changed, not permissible to be changed, permanent procedures, temporary procedures, and things also that come underneath this. What is allowed to be changed from a woman? What is a woman allowed to change about herself? What types of change and where this change refers to? So changes referring to different parts of the body, whether this change is a temporary change, a permanent change, whether this type of change has any impurities in it, such as makeup, it might have impurities in it, while as a cosmetic procedure might not have impurities in it. But what type of cosmetic procedure is that? Is it a permanent change? Is it a temporary change? What type of makeup is it? That's why it's very important to learn about the beauty in Islam, the fiqh of beauty, and where changes of a woman refers to, what types of change this refers to. Moving on. So the main changes that can occur is change of the face and body. So we look at the left-hand side first, where it refers to temporary change. So temporary change refers to which is a change that can be applied with ease and without difficulty. So these are changes that can be removed, easily applied, and does not require any surgical procedure, such as makeup, applying jewelry, or removing hair. So these types of procedures are halal. So these types of applications of makeup and jewelry, hair removal, are halal to carry out. Moving on to permanent change. So permanent change refers to irreversible change, which was carried out without a medical reason. So irreversible change, it cannot be reversed at all. It is carried out sometimes using a cosmetic procedure or using anesthetic, going under the knife. So these types of changes, such as tattooing, plastic surgery, and orthodontic treatment. Now with orthodontic treatment, I will go into that later because there are a couple of types that cover that. So these types of changes, as they are permanent, they are not permissible to be carried out, as they are changing the body that Allah has given you. They are changing al-mughayyirat khalqillah, they are changing the body that Allah has given you, and they're changing the nature of the person themselves, what they look like, their physical features. So with the hadith underneath, and so they will most certainly alter the creation of Allah through washam. Now this hadith refers to washam, which is tattooing. So washam in Arabic means tattooing, and Al-Razi categorizes this opinion as altering all situations relating to the outward appearance. So physical changes relating to the body, that's what permanent changes cover. Irreversible physical changes are made. Moving on. So on this slide, we have rulings relating to the hair. We look at the permissible side first. So to cut the hair in order to level it out, remove the split ends, or if it is unmanageable. So it is permissible for a woman to cut her hair if she wants to level it out, or if she's got uneven hair and she just wants to remove the split ends, or if her hair is so long that it's unmanageable to keep up with the washing, to keep up with the drying. So it's permissible for her to cut her hair in order to manage it a bit more better. To attach wigs and hair made out of synthetic or animal hair. So it's actually permissible to attach hair or wigs made out of synthetic or animal hair. To regularly remove body hair by any means, including laser removal. And to use fake eyelashes, 3D mink lashes, which are made out of synthetic fibers, so long as they are not used to draw attention. So it's permissible to use these types of hair. The main principle here is that this hair is used, and human hair is not used, and also body hair is also removed it is actually sunnah to remove body hair as well. So it's permissible for a woman to do these types of things to her body and to her hair. So the impermissible sides move on to not permissible to cut above the shoulders or in a style that imitates men. So a woman should not cut her hair excessively where it imitates a style of men. So anything above the shoulders, that is not permissible. So like a bob cut. Not permissible to use any form of human or pig hair, including for fake eyelashes. So a woman is allowed to attach hair and wigs, extensions made out of animal hair, synthetic hair. It's not permissible for her to use human or pig hair in any shape or form. It's disliked to leave body hair for more than 40 days. So body hair should be removed within 40 days. Eyelash extensions are not permissible as a waterproof glue is used, which does not allow water to permeate through onto the eyelash area. So eyelash extensions are not permissible as the glue used to apply the individual lashes, it is not permeable, so it doesn't allow water to actually wet the eyelash bed area. And therefore, it's not permissible to have eyelash extensions on the eye. Therefore, they do not allow water to reach the eyelash area. Moving on. So examples of permissible acts relating to hair. So a woman regularly has hair removal sessions to remove hair on certain parts of her body and face. This is permissible as it is recommended to remove body hair. So anyway, a woman removes body hair, that is permissible. So if she shaves it, if she waxes it, if she goes to laser hair removal sessions, that is permissible. A woman orders fake eyelashes as they are made out of synthetic fibers. This is permissible as the eyelashes are not made out of human or animal hair, specifically pig hair for this. A woman cuts the split ends of her hair and does not shorten the length of her hair excessively. So as long as her hair is not shortened to the length where it's above her shoulders. Examples of impermissible acts: a woman cuts her hair above the length of the shoulders into a bob cut, and a woman out of carelessness does not remove body hair for over 40 days. Moving on. So this is a case study where I would like the sisters to interact via the chat box. So a woman is getting married and requires a hairpiece to be attached into her hair for a required look. She asks the beautician what type of hair the extension is made out of. The beautician informs her that a hairpiece is made out of 100% human hair. Is it permissible for this hairpiece to be attached? What would you advise? So if you could just type your answers in the chat box, what would you advise this bride who's getting ready? She requires a hair extension and the beautician informs her that this hair piece is made out of 100% human hair. Is it permissible for her to apply this hair extension to her hair? So I'm getting some answers as not allowed, not permissible, impermissible, not halal, go for synthetic hair option, it is not allowed, it's not permissible. Yep, that's fine, well done. Really good answers coming in. So it's not permissible for this woman to use this hair extension as it is made out of human hair, and it's impermissible to use human hair or anything that is made out of pigs, such as pig hair. I don't think it's permissible because it deceives people into thinking it is her real hair. Not allowed, ask hairdresser for synthetic hair. Yep, that's fine. So you should, this woman in this case should tell the beautician that she requires a synthetic hairpiece instead of a human hairpiece. Really good, well done. Next slide. So moving on to the makeup and skincare, we look at the permissible side again. So CBD, cannabidiol, skincare products are permissible to use for external use. Now, CBD skin products are a second active ingredient in medical marijuana, such as cannabis, derived from the hemp plant. As long as CBD skincare is applied for external use on the skin, it is not consumed internally, then it is permissible to use. Best to use vegan and alcohol-free products. With vegan and alcohol-free makeup products, they are best to use because you know they're not tested on animals, first of all, and you know there's actually no animal additives in it. There's no animal impurities in the makeup products that you're using. So it's best to always go for the vegan and alcohol options. Most products used in makeup contain different types of alcohol. These types are not derived from grapes. Example, ethanol, denner alcohol, benzyl. So alcohol containing products, they're not actually derived from grapes, but therefore they are allowed to be used. But any products that are specifically derived from grapes or dates, those types of alcohol products, they are impermissible to use. So it's permissible to apply externally snail slime, snail mucin, despite being derived from animals, as these makeup products and skincare products, when they have snail slime in them or snail mucin, they're not consumed internally. Therefore, they are permissible to apply. Moving on to the impermissible side. So using products containing impure ingredients such as pig extract, allantoin, cow urine, urea, carbamide and gelatin. So it's impermissible to use these products as they themselves contain impure ingredients such as cow urine, gelatin and pig extract. So you're not allowed to use these products externally as well. So Dead Sea skincare products should be avoided. Dead Sea skincare products are those skincare products that are actually derived from the Dead Sea. So the Dead Sea is where Allah sent his azab on a nation. That is why it's impermissible to that's why it's impermissible and also avoided, best to be avoided to use skincare products from that range. As Allah himself said that no benefit should be taken from the Dead Sea as it doesn't benefit anybody and there's no good in it. So lipsticks that contain carmine should be avoided as they contain impurities. Despite being applied externally, there is a chance that they can be consumed. So carmine is actually cochineal extracts in which bugs that are red, they are either boiled or left to dry and they're then crushed, and that gives a red color, and that is mostly applied in red lipsticks and that gives it its color. So it should be avoided as carmine is an impure substance itself. So therefore, even though it's applied externally onto the lips, there is a chance it can be consumed, so it shouldn't be applied externally anyway. So wudu cannot be performed over makeup despite how lightly the makeup is applied. So this is a very common question that we do get from a lot of sisters. Regardless of how lightly the makeup is applied, what type of makeup is applied, wudu cannot be performed over makeup, as it doesn't allow the water to permeate onto the skin, to go under the skin, and therefore remove all the makeup or any types of the makeup that you've got remaining on your skin. So therefore, wudu cannot be performed over makeup. Makeup has to be removed first and then wudu performed afterwards. Moving on. So on this slide, we have two pictures of some lipsticks. If we look at the right-hand side first, we have a MAC lipstick. Now, MAC is a very well-known brand, and I'm sure a lot of people do have MAC lipsticks in their collection, but MAC lipsticks actually have carmine in them, specifically red color MAC lipsticks. And as you can see on the back of the packaging, I've actually put a box around where it says carmine there. And if you look at the left-hand side, we have a L'Oreal lipstick, and that actually contains carmine as well. Both these lipsticks are red colors, therefore, as carmine is a red color insect, and carmine is obviously extracted from red color insects and put into lipsticks, that's what gives it its red color. So it's really important that women are aware of looking at products before they buy. Now, a lot of products, instead of actually having the ingredients on the lipstick itself, they have it on the packaging. So it's really important to look at the packaging of a product before you buy it. So these are two well-known lipsticks, MAC and L'Oreal, two good brands that a lot of people know about, and I'm sure a lot of people do have them in their collection as well. So it's really important to look before you buy as well. So MAC lipsticks do contain carmine, and also L'Oreal lipsticks as well, but these are specifically red colors as well. Moving on. So we have a case study here. So a woman ordered this makeup product and was unsure about using it as it contained carmine. Is it permissible for her to use the product, or should she dispose of it? So if sisters would just like to type in their answers, and if you've written avoid or impermissible, can you just explain why as well, please? So I'm getting a lot of dispose of it, avoid, get a refund, dispose as it contains carmine, when in doubt, stay away, refund, impermissible because it can go into her mouth, as it's not as bad, better not to, shouldn't use it as it has carmine. Dispose of it contains haram ingredients and can be consumed. Accidentally dispose as it's carmine, it's not allowed. Okay, some really good answers. If we look at the actual product itself, that's why I've inserted a picture of the front of the product. This is actually a liquid eyeshadow set. So it's not going directly onto her lips. This is going to go in the eyes. So a sister has actually written that impermissible because it can go into her mouth. So this is actually an eyeshadow set. I don't think this would go anywhere near her mouth. It's going to go on her eyes. So she should dispose of this set, as I did mention previously that carmine, although it is present in red lipsticks and it is applied onto the lips, it can be consumed. Carmine is still impermissible to apply even when it's not in a lip product, as it's an impure product itself. It is derived from insects and beetles. So therefore, she shouldn't use it at all, whether it goes on her eyes or anywhere else near her face, not only directly to her lips. So yeah, she should dispose of it. Actually, it's eyeshadow, so she should be okay. If you do look at the answer again, even though it's applied on her eyes, carmine is still an impure product. So whether she uses it on her eyes or it's another product she can use elsewhere on her face, is still impermissible to imply, as the main ingredient of carmine is still present in the product, whether that's applied to her lips or her eyes. So yeah, she's still not allowed to use it and she should dispose of it. I'm not sure if you can get a refund just yet. She might have thrown the receipt away. So yeah, she won't be able to use this product, unfortunately. So moving on to rulings pertaining to eyebrows. We look at the permissible side first. So permissible to bleach the eyebrows, tinting the eyebrows so long as a black color is not used, and to fill in the eyebrows using makeup products. So it's permissible to apply anything on the eyebrows, such as eyebrow tint, or bleach the sides of the eyebrows or underneath the eyebrows, and to also fill in the eyebrows using makeup products such as eyebrow pencil or eyebrow gel, so forth and so on. So it's impermissible. It is forbidden to remove hair from the eyebrows by any means, such as plucking, waxing, or threading. It was narrated by Abdullah bin Mas'ud, may Allah be pleased with him, that the Prophet ﷺ said, may Allah curse the ones who does tattoos and the one who has a tattoo done, and the one who plucks eyebrows and the one who has her eyebrows plucked. So in this hadith, it's clearly evident that we can see that it's impermissible, it's forbidden to remove any hair from the eyebrows. Microblading is not permissible as it is a semi-permanent form of tattooing that requires the use of a needle and pigments to be inserted under the layer of skin. So microblading, although it's semi-permanent, it does require needles and it does require some form of a procedure to be done on the eyebrows themselves. So microblading is a needle that is used, and it draws short strokes on the eyebrows to mimic the hairs on the eyebrows. And that's what microblading is. So therefore, anything to do with removing eyebrow hair itself is impermissible, whatever form of that removal is. However, to bleach the eyebrows, bleaching is permissible as it doesn't actually remove the hair, it just bleaches the hair and it just sort of camouflages its color into the natural skin tone to make it look like, so almost mimic the idea of the eyebrows are shaped, although it doesn't actually remove the hair. A sister has asked, are we allowed to tidy up the eyebrows, not change the shape in any way just to get rid of stray hairs? That is still impermissible, as stray hairs are part of the eyebrows themselves. So it's not permissible to remove any hair at all. You can, if you've got stray hairs, you can bleach those hairs, but it's impermissible to actually remove the stray hairs themselves through any form. Moving on. So we have a case study. A woman has brought a type of bleach to use on her eyebrows. Unaware, she left it on for too long and her eyebrow color drastically changed. She disliked the color and wanted to pluck the hairs out. Is it permissible for her to do this, and what would you advise? So if you've got your answers, just type them in the chat box. It's not allowed. No. No, can't pluck hair, change color though. Not allowed. No, it's not allowed. Dye her eyebrow hair black. Dye her eyebrow hair back. Not permissible, she won't be allowed to do this. No, some really good answers we've got going in. So yeah, so it's impermissible for her to pluck these dyed hairs out that she's done due to just not liking the color that they've changed to. So she should just leave the color as it is, or just tint them back to a dark brown color, not black though. So yeah, it's not permissible for her to pluck the hairs out. Moving on. So moving on to cosmetic surgery. So we'll move on to the permanent type of change. So permanent type of change of cosmetic surgery, these types are forbidden. They are not allowed at all. So permanent changes made to the face, body, such as implants, a rhinoplasty, liposuction. So these types of changes, they require a surgical procedure to be performed on the body. They require anesthetic to also be used as well. So that's why these types of changes are forbidden. There are consequences to these types of procedures as well. So they can be harmful to an individual as well. And second type are veneers. Although non-surgical, they are a permanent change to the body for aesthetic reasons. Now, veneers are normally used for aesthetic reasons to make the smile appear more aesthetically pleasing. Therefore, although it's not a surgical procedure, they are permanent change to the body, not required for a medical reason. If a medical reason was required for the teeth, composite bonding is always available for that as well. So moving on, permissible and temporary changes. Temporary modifications made to the body, such as fat freezing, tear-trough filler, lip filler, and Botox. Although permissible, the ingredients used must be checked to ensure they do not contain impure substances. So these types of modifications, such as fat freezing, tear-trough filler, lip filler, and Botox, are temporary procedures. However, when one is going under the procedure, they must check before that the ingredients used do not contain any pig or animal extracts. although hyaluronic acid is commonly used for lip filler and Botox as well. Tear-trough filler, for those who don't know, it's when an individual has very dark circles underneath their eyes and sunken underneath the eyelid as well. So what tear-trough filler does, it inserts hyaluronic acid into the area to sort of give a more plumper and less darkened look to the under eye area. So that's what tear-trough filler is. Teeth whitening and teeth scaling are permissible as they are temporary and non-surgical procedures. So whitening the teeth, they are permissible to do as it's non-surgical and it's a temporary procedure, as the color can sort of natural color can come back of the teeth anyway. Composite bonding of teeth is permissible for medical reasons. So doing composite bonding for the teeth for an aesthetic reason is not permissible. However, if you have a medical reason such as a fractured tooth or a tooth that is uneven, then it's permissible to carry out that cosmetic surgery of composite bonding. So examples of cosmetic surgery. An individual dislikes the shape of their nose and undergoes a rhinoplasty. This is forbidden as they are permanently changing their natural features. A woman attends the dentist for weekly treatments of teeth whitening. This is permissible due to teeth whitening being a non-invasive and temporary procedure. An individual has a fractured tooth in which they require composite bonding. This is permissible as they have a medical reason. So medical reason is permissible to carry out these types of surgeries. Moving on. So a case study, a woman visits a local salon for Botox and filler treatment. She is informed that although the procedure is temporary, the ingredients used in the filler contain animal extracts, impure ingredients. Is it allowed for her to proceed with the treatment? What would you advise? So just type your answers in the chat box. A lot of you are saying no, but can you explain why it's not allowed for her to continue with the treatment? Yep, so we've got haram ingredients. She's not allowed because of the ingredients, impure ingredients, because it contains animals, not allowed. It contains animal products. No, because of impure ingredients. Not allowed because haram. Yep, that's fine. So the answer is it's not allowed for her to carry out these Botox and filler treatments as there are impurities in the product and it does contain impure ingredients in it. So it's not allowed for her to proceed with the Botox and she should look for an alternative. Moving on. So moving on to jewelry and piercings. So let's look at the permissible side first. So for a woman to wear gold or silver jewelry, it's permissible for her to wear that. If a ring is one that is sterling silver, carat gold, it would be permissible to wear, as white gold is usually 75% pure gold. So majority substance determines the ruling. Now with white gold, the majority substance of white gold is 75% pure gold. Now the rest of the percentage other gold is just a white alloy that gives a white color to the ring. So that is why it's permissible to wear white gold, as the main ingredient is pure gold used in it, 75% pure gold. Other ingredients are used just to give the white color to the ring. So nose and any part of the ear piercings are permitted. So nose piercings are permitted, any part of the ear piercings are permitted, and including multiple ear piercings on the ear as well. So impermissible, it is disliked to wear rings made from any other material such as copper, titanium and nickel, etc. Belly button, septum, eyebrow and lip piercings are not permitted as they imitate non-Muslims and are not recognized within Islam. So these other types of piercings besides nose and ears are not permissible. If you look at the hadith, I've just underlined and made it in bold the writing which is applicable to this. Not to wear a ring that is made from gold, iron and brass is haram, and to wear rings made from iron, brass, copper and lead is makruh for both men and women. So it's not permissible to wear rings made from any other than gold or silver as well, including rings that just have a gold or silver a color over them, but the actual ring is made out of copper or nickel. They're not permissible as well, as the gold or silver can wear away and you're just left with the nickel or copper. That's not permissible as well. Moving on. So we have a case study here. A woman intends to get an ear piercing around the helix and rook. Is it permissible for her to do so? So I've inserted a diagram here just to show you where the helix and rook is as well. So is it permissible for her to have an ear piercing in these areas? Just type your answers in the chat box as well, please. So we've got yes, yes. How about the idea of her having multiple piercings? Is that permissible? Yes. Yes, multiple too. Yes, yes, all ear piercings are allowed. Yes, on the ear is okay. Yes, anywhere allowed on the ear. Yep, that's fine. So it is permissible for a woman to have multiple ear piercings and anywhere around the ear as well. So it's permissible for her to do so. Moving on. So moving on to tattoo. So we have the forbidden side first. So to undergo a permanent tattoo, as this causes an irreversible change to the skin. So tattooing is where, and I'm sure you all know what tattooing, but I'll just go through it again. Tattooing is a procedure where the needle is actually inserted into the dermis of the skin. Now, this is a permanent change, as the needle is inserted into the skin, and it's very hard to actually go through tattoo removal as well. And it's not a temporary procedure either. So it's narrated by Alqama from Abdullah bin Mas'ud, who he said, Allah has cursed the female tattooist and the woman who get tattooed. So people who tattoo and the woman who actually gets tattooed, Allah has cursed these females, and the hadith is mentioned as well. So there's a clear hadith on the impermissibility of tattooing. So the permissible type is, it is permissible to apply temporary tattoos, stick-on ones, as long as they are applied in those areas that do not require washing for wudu, as they are waterproof and do not allow water to pass through onto the skin. So stick-on tattoos, or sometimes you have mendi tattoos as well that you can apply in the hand that look like mendi patterns. They are permissible to apply as long as they are temporary tattoos and stick-on ones. However, you should only apply them in areas where where they don't require washing for wudu, as they apply a not permanent, but a temporary layer onto the skin where they are waterproof and they do not allow water to pass through onto the skin. For wudu to be complete, water should actually reach the layer of the skin. Now, with temporary tattoos, they provide a barrier from the skin and the water. They don't allow actually water to pass through onto the skin. So therefore, you should apply them onto areas such as above the elbow or onto your shoulder, not areas anywhere below the elbow or on your hands, as these areas are required for washing during wudu. Moving on. So we have the last session, which is common questions and a Q&A. Now, a lot of the common questions are also mentioned in the fatwa document that we have under personal care as well. So if you do have any common questions, just bear in mind that we do have that section of the document as well, if you want to refer back to. So common questions: are eyelash extensions permissible? So the answer is no, they are not, as they prevent water from reaching the eyelash area during wudu. The next one is, can I perform wudu with makeup on? It is not permissible to perform wudu with makeup on, as water does not reach the skin. This applies to all makeup products, more specifically to products that are long lasting and smudge waterproof. So it's really important that when you're buying makeup products, you should look whether they're waterproof, because if you're wearing a waterproof mascara and you do wudu on top of that, you need to make sure that the mascara is all removed first, or either get some micellar water and remove the mascara, because just applying water over your face onto the mascara, that's not actually gonna get to the eyelashes. So you need to make sure that before doing wudu, you actually remove all of your makeup, all of the waterproof makeup, smudge-proof makeup that you buy, and then complete wudu afterwards. Is it permissible to read salah with makeup on? It is permissible to read salah with makeup on, so long as a woman has completed her wudu beforehand. Is it permissible to wear perfume when leaving the house? It is not permissible to wear strong perfume outside the house, as this would draw attention. So the whole purpose of beauty and zina is to not attract any unwanted attention to yourselves. And as perfume does this when leaving the house, one should strongly avoid wearing perfume outside the house. Perfume should only be worn for yourself and for your mahrams as well, or for your husband specifically. Is it permissible to have more than one ear piercing? It is permissible. Is permeable halal nail polish permissible to wear? Specifically this question I've had personally from a lot of sisters as well. It is not permissible to apply this type of nail polish, as although claims are made that wudu can be performed over the top. The polish allows water vapor, a gaseous form of water, to complete the nail and not water in its liquid form. In order for wudu to be complete, water in its liquid form must reach the nail bed. So a lot of claims have been going about of this permeable nail polish, polish, halal nail polish that is permissible to wear due to it allowing water to permeate through onto the nail bed. However, this type of nail polish, although it does allow water in a gaseous form of water, so it allows water that is in a gaseous form, not water in its liquid form. In order for wudu to be complete, water in its liquid form must reach the nail bed. Therefore, if you have purchased any of these halal nail polish products, it's not permissible to wear them and perform wudu and therefore salah. So if you do have this nail polish on, do make sure that you remove it before you complete your wudu, as it's actually not halal and it's actually not permissible to wear during wudu. It's not permeable. Although it is permeable in a sense that allows water vapor, it doesn't allow water in its liquid form, which is required for wudu to be complete. Is it permissible for a woman to cut her hair? Only when there is a need. Example, it's unmanageable or she has some split ends. It's not permissible for her to cut excessively or above the shoulders. Moving on. So further references. So here are some references back to our JKN Fatwa website. So we've got a lot of questions that have already been answered, such as removing body hair, tear-trough filler, performing wudu with permeable nail polish, is microblading the eyebrows permissible, woman wearing jewelries other than gold and silver, and dyeing the hair black to please the husband. Moving on. So we have the Q&A session now. So if sisters would just like to post their questions into the chat box, and inshallah, if we have enough time, which I'm sure we do, I will get around to answering these questions. So a sister has asked, can we have a haircut from a non-Muslim lady as we are showing our aura to non-Muslim women? So as long as it's just a non-Muslim woman present there that's, cutting your hair and only to a permissible length, then yeah, it is permissible to have a haircut from a non-Muslim woman. Is a hair transplant allowed? A hair transplant is unfortunately not allowed, as a hair transplant is specifically used for aesthetic reasons. And also it does require a surgical procedure to be carried out. Does lipstick include lip liner as well? Yes, lipstick does include lip liner, as you can get red lip liners as well. So anything that does contain carmine, whether it's for the lips, whether it's for the eyes or the cheek area, they are impermissible to use if it contains carmine. My husband dyes his hair black with henna. Is that allowed? Unfortunately, that's not allowed. So black henna, it should not be allowed with black henna. Any other henna, that is fine. If it's a dark brown one, then yeah, that is permissible. But anything dyeing with black is impermissible. What is the ruling for different color mehndi? Yep, that's fine. If you want to use different color mehndi, you can. There's no specific ruling to that. As mehndi itself, it doesn't apply a barrier to the skin between the skin and water. So therefore, mehndi is allowed regardless what color it is. Is it allowed to dye the hair more than one color? Yes, it is permissible to. Is wudu permissible for existing microblading that has been done? It is permissible, as microblading is a needle that's actually inserted into the skin. It doesn't apply an external barrier to the skin where water cannot reach the eyebrow. So therefore, if you do have microblading done and you do your wudu on top, it's permissible. Although microblading should be avoided in the future anyway. Is it permissible to get an eyelash perm, a lash lift? It includes a semi-permanent lash tint. So eyelash lift, a lash lift is permissible as well. A lash tint is permissible as long as it doesn't apply an external barrier to the lashes. Lash tint is just specifically coloring the lashes anyway, so it should be permissible, yes. An eyelash lift, eyelash perm is permissible, as that is just lifting the lashes. It's not a permanent procedure as well. Is it permissible to get lasered and waxed at the salon where you are exposing your aura? Example, bikini wax. I have heard this is not allowed, as you should do it yourself. Yeah. So getting laser or waxed, specifically the bikini area, should be avoided. That is something that can be done at home as well. And it's exposing the aura to a woman as well. Regardless if it's a woman, it should be done at home. Not permissible to have a bikini wax out at a salon anywhere. I have heard you cannot dye eyebrow hairs unless etc. it's with a permanent dye to allow water to penetrate for wudu. Is that correct? So permanent dye for eyebrow hair, usually for eyebrow hairs anyway, I don't think there's a permanent dye available. It's more of a temporary dye that's available. If it's a temporary dye, that normally just gets washed off during wudu after a few uses. So it is permissible to use a temporary dye. Permanent dye should be avoided. Can you get braces? A really common question with braces anyway. So if braces are such where you need it for, so you have an overcrowded mouth, or you've got a medical reason where you actually need braces, then it is permissible to get braces as well. Can laser treatment be done by another person anywhere on the body? Specifically for the aura of a woman, it should be avoided. If you're exposing intimate areas, anywhere those areas, it should be avoided. However, any of the areas, such as you're doing laser treatment on the face, then it is permissible. What is the ruling on temporary lip fillers? So as long as they're temporary and the lip filler itself doesn't contain any impure ingredients, you're not going under the surgical knife, then lip fillers are permissible. However, you should keep those 3 things in mind when having lip fillers. Can we cut hair to different lengths? Example, a feather haircut. Feather haircuts and layers specifically should be avoided. If you are cutting your hair, you should simply just cut it at one straight length. It should be avoided a feather haircut. And the hair should only be cut in that circumstances where it's unmanageable or you're just cutting the split ends. There is really no need for a feather haircut or layered hair. Is it permissible to put on peel off nail polish and then peel it off before you do wudu so water can penetrate the nails? Yes, that's permissible to do as long as you are taking the nail polish off before doing wudu, and then you can reapply it as well. Hair transplant for balding. Hair transplant is impermissible to do, as again, it is a permanent procedure and you are going under the knife for it as well. A common argument I've heard for eyebrow plucking is you can clean the eyebrows, not shape. Is this true? If the eyebrows are specifically abnormal where you cannot differentiate between them, it is permissible to just either clean the eyebrows around. However, you shouldn't specifically remove hair. You can either bleach the hair around as well. And specifically shaping the hair underneath the eyebrows is impermissible. You shouldn't do that as it's forbidden. Waxing personal areas by a beautician, is this permissible? No, it's not permissible, as you are exposing your aura to another woman. Waxing personal areas should specifically be done by yourself at home. I don't feel like there's a reason to go to the salon for that. Are lash lifts allowed? Yes, lash lifts are permissible. Can we remove the hair that is between the brows? Again, with removing the hair that is between the brows, if your eyebrows are abnormal where you cannot differentiate between them, you are allowed to remove the hair. My father got a tattoo at the time. He didn't know it was haram. Will he still be punished? If your father did not know at the time that it was haram, as long as he doesn't get any future tattoos, then yeah, he shouldn't be punished, and he should do tawbah and ask for forgiveness from Allah. Is it allowed to style the hair like featuring laying, etc.? It should be avoided. The hair should ideally be just cut to one length. Can a woman use hair dye any color? Yes, it is permissible for a woman to use hair dye any color so long as it is not black. Can one wear colorful clothes outside in attention, not to gain attention, but just because you like the color? It is permissible so long as it's not such a bright color where you're purposely wearing it to attract attention. With hair extensions, would they use glue? Is that allowed, or would we need to check if it's water permeable? Hair extensions, you can get clip-on ones, so you don't actually need to use glue for hair extensions. And yet you should check if it's water permeable. Can we cut hair in different lengths? I have answered this previously. Can we use different color surma for the eye? Yes, it is permissible. Is laser treatment allowed to remove beauty spots or moles? If the mole is such that it's growing and it's affecting the face area, then you should be able to remove it. However, if it's for beauty spots, something that is not actually directly affecting you, then it should be avoided. Can you do a full body laser? Yes, however, intimate areas, older areas for a woman, nobody else should be allowed to do that for you. Is it permissible to have an operation for a protruding jaw? Yes, it is permissible if it's for a medical reason. Can you use hair care products with alcohol? It depends what type of alcohol. We have been through this in the slides where what type of alcohol is used, whether it's alcohol, ethanol, denna. Are you allowed to wear nail varnish when on your period? Yes. How long hair can men have, which is permissible? This is actually answered on the fatwa document as well. So if you just refer back to that, if you are on the sisters group. Can you perm, curl, or straighten your hair? Yes, that is permissible. Is your mum waxing your down below? That is impermissible, as that is still an intimate area. No one else should be looking at that area. Can a woman get laser for her legs and underarms? Yes. Colored contact lenses, that is mentioned in the fatwa document as well. You are allowed to use colored contact lenses as long as they're not used to draw attention. Can you dye your hair color black if your natural hair color is black? No, that is not permissible. You are allowed to dye your hair color so long as it is not black. You can dye it dark brown. Is it allowed to do the upper lip area? Yes, it is permissible. If a woman does not wear a black abaya but dresses simply and comfy clothes and there is no form of attraction in it, is disallowed? Yes, that is permissible. Can you thread the upper lip? Yes. Does hair dye have to be permanent? Hair dye does not have to be permanent. You can get semi-permanent hair dyes in the form of shampoos as well. Is bleaching allowed? What about wudu? Bleaching just it camouflages the natural color of the eyebrows into the natural skin color. So therefore bleaching is allowed, as you're not actually removing the hair, but you're just camouflaging the color of it. Can a woman wear a dress that's fancy and sparkly for Eid? Not for attention, because it's nice. That is permissible so long as the dress is not exposing any areas or is not tight, so forth and so on. Is Vaseline or lip balm allowed if your lips are dried? Yes, that is permissible. Are you allowed a septum piercing? We did go through this before in the slide. Septum piercings, no, septum piercings, eyebrows and lip piercings are not permissible. Are we allowed to wear heels? Heels are permissible so long as they're not the ones that make noise and they're not want to draw attention. So I think that is it for the questions. We do still have a lot, but we are going over time. So any other remaining questions that you have, post them onto the sisters group. If you have, do check out the fatwa website, because a lot of your common questions are answered already. And Jazakallah everyone for joining, and inshallah I hope you've taken away something from this.
Now, just to remind everybody here that again, please do donate to our website, because we can only because through your donations we're able to and through your sponsorship we are able to run our projects and websites. So this is just our upcoming courses. So if you go type into the tab of the courses and our latest updates, this is the page that comes up. So alhamdulillah, we've had the topic on Fiqh beauty today. The next programs that we're going to be having this year is going to be the Prophet's Hajj. Inshallah, we're going to be we will be asking a special guest one of my teachers to to deliver this webinar. It's just going to be a lecture where the muhaddith, our teacher, will be commenting on the hadith of Jabir ibn Abdullah radiallahu anhu. The hadith of Jabir basically is the most extensive hadith which talks about the Prophet's Hajj, the how did the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam perform Hajj. So it'll be a commentary of that. Inshallah, that has been scheduled for Sunday, the 4th of July. Okay, so you'll be updated. So please pencil this in your diary. The timing is yet to be confirmed, but most likely is going to be around this same time, between 2 to 3 or between 3 to 4. It's going to be around the afternoon time, but we're just confirming the timing. But otherwise, it's just going to be for between 1.5 hours to 2 hours. We might even get Mufti Saiful Islam Sahab, if he's available, get him to also deliver some important virtues about the Hajj. So just pencil this in your diary. The next upcoming webinar after that will be the Sunday, the 1st of August. That will be delivered by myself. I'll be talking about searching for a spouse and how to build communication between husband and wife, because most of the problems that occur between husband and wife is because of not being able to communicate positively. So inshallah, on Sunday the 1st of August, there'll be like a marriage workshop where I'll be talking about searching for a spouse, and number 2 is how to build communication. And finally, on Sunday the 3rd of October, I'll be delivering a webinar on the fiqh of divorce. Many people, we receive many queries even on the JKN Fatwa Sisters group, and many other platforms. We receive a lot of queries regarding divorce. Just that if a husband says this, and does talaq take place, and if he said it in anger, does the talaq take place, and so on and so forth.
56.
Okay, so therefore, so as a result of that, inshallah, we'll be dedicating an entire detailed webinar just on the fiqh of divorce. Okay, right? That's going to be for about 2 hours. Again, that's going to be delivered by myself. So please pencil this in your diaries, and your schedule, please. The time, again, you'll be notified towards about 2-3 weeks before the event of the time. So this is some of the these are the upcoming webinars. Inshallah, the registrations will be open. The registration for each of the webinar will be open at least about 2 to 3 weeks before. Okay, right? So just to keep you guys into the loophole. And finally, please don't forget to subscribe to our website by clicking onto the bell to receive the notifications. If you notice, if you can remember, at the beginning of the webinar, I showed you the homepage of our JKN Fatwa website. There is the bell. If you click the bell, it's free subscription. You receive notification and updates of new fatwas and our new courses there. Okay. Get in touch if you would like to sponsor a webinar. What we try to aim is to keep all our webinars free. Okay, and because obviously there are many other expenses that we need to meet. If any one of you is interested in sponsoring a webinar, like those 3 webinars that will upcoming, if any of you is interested in sponsoring webinar, then please get in touch with us myself privately, or email me privately. Then inshallah we can take that into consideration. If you guys have like a business, and if you want us to advertise your business through sponsorship, we can inshallah accommodate that also. And the aim is, like I said, we won't try to provide free courses for everyone. And last but not the least, you can donate by clicking onto the following link to help us maintain the website and cover all admin costs. We are still requesting for your generous donations. And what your donations will do is that it will cover the cost of maintaining the websites on all other admin costs. In case that if we do end up employing somebody, so a person who we employ who will be managing the website, so that will obviously cover his costs as well, or her costs. So, or simply just click you can click the following link, or if you can't access the link, then you could just simply go onto the JKN Fatwa homepage. You'll see the donation tab at the top. Just click onto that, inshallah, and you'll be able to join. So apart from that, Jazakumullah khair for your participation. We really hope that you enjoyed the session. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the humble efforts of our Muftiya Apa. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for your participation. And last but not least, pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grants all of us sincerity. Jazakumullah khair. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Ah